Hello, everybody. We want to welcome you to episode 5 of the Panther Pride Football Podcast. We've stepped up our game a little bit here thanks to NausTV and Janazi coming in here making us look good today. We want to appreciate you and your crew for that. I'm here with Coach Chop. I'm Coach Curry. And we got a lot of Panther football to talk about this week. A lot of exciting things, a lot of big wins. Coach, let's start talking about the JV. JV went over to Citrus and put up another shutout, 34-zip over the Citrus Hurricanes. Coach, let's recap that game.
Hey, I tell you, man, our first time going over to Citrus High School, and it was just a good look. We were able to, put up about 35 points up against Citrus, and our boys looked really good against them. We just defense played well, offense played spectacular, special teams, and we just kind of put a whole game together. And it's just good what Coach Antoine is doing with these young men, and I just feel good about what these guys are doing.
Yes, sir. And I tell you, the improvement every week's just bigger and bigger with these guys. They're getting better. The offense is sound. The defense is taking some advice from their big brothers at the varsity level and keeping teams scoreless. That's just phenomenal. Well, Coach, what do you think offensive player for the week for that game?
Well, our offensive player of the week this week is going to go to our little Unks. I tell you what, he's our quarterback. Unks threw about 2 or 3 touchdowns, really stepping up. We never knew he was even going to play quarterback this year, but he stepped up in a major way. Just a tremendous athlete. Hoping that he gets in the weight room and improves. So this week we're going to go with Unks.
Yes, sir, absolutely. And being able to, remember the plays, transpire the plays in the huddle, execute them on the field. That's a great job there. And we want to definitely give him a shout out for that good show. Coach, with a shutout, must have been a heck of a defensive game. So who stood out for us on defense at the JV level?
Defense, we're going to go with Joseph Bronk. Joseph stepped up. He played the whole game. We got all the players in. We try to get, everybody in on the JV level. They all deserve to play. He was able to put everybody in position. A couple of kids were like unsure where to line up. But, he was pretty much the brains of the operation when it comes to defense. And I just, really impressed with him. He's a sophomore this year. And I think, like I said about Unks, one good year in the weight room, he's going to be one of the guys that we can count on next year at the varsity level.
Yes, sir, I agree. And to piggyback on that, just his, his love to be out there. He's so excited to be out there. He helps us tremendously at the varsity level, helping us on the sidelines. And look forward to seeing what he does in the future. So it's going to be a great kid to watch as he grows.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Special teams in that game, Coach. What do you got?
Special teams, we want to go with Leighton Austin. Austin, our main kicker, she had an injury, Peyton Dyson. Leighton stepped up, and I tell you, he was able to kick the ball on kickoff team and even punt. I think he made 4 out of 5 of his extra points, and he just really stepped up, and he contributed well. So we're gonna go with it Leighton this week.
And that's great. And at the JV level to be kicking extra points and making them, that's a major deal. So it's great that he's just going to get better as he gets older and develops, and going to be someone to watch out here. Well, our JV has just been having one heck of a season, undefeated, and we hope they keep that going. And we just need everyone to come out and keep supporting these guys and girls. And Coach Antoine and everyone on his staff just doing a great job. So.
Absolutely.
Yes,
he got his first Gatorade bath after the game. I told him, I said, listen, ain't nothing like the first time you've been baptized, by your players. I said, I know it feels good. Like you say, they're undefeated. They did have a tie against the Villagers, but later on they're going to get a chance to avenge that tie, and I think we're going to end up with a W.
Awesome, Coach. Do you know who they got Thursday, weather permitting? Because we do got some weather moving in on us this week.
Like I say, Thursday, I do believe we do have the Villagers, so they're going to come to our place, and, we play well at home,
Yes, sir.
so I think, we're running the ball well. Like I said, Lil Unks, he is throwing the ball well. Receivers are doing their job, and I just think that, we're going to be clicking on all cylinders, and we're going to win big.
Awesome. Yes, sir. Well, everyone come out and support our JV this Thursday night, weather permitting. Everybody come out and watch these kids defend that tie. Hopefully come out on top. So, well, Coach, let's go ahead and convert over to our varsity game. Panthers with a big win over Hernando last night, 21-7. I want to be one of the first ones to congratulate you, Coach Chop. I believe that was your first win over Hernando as the coach of the Panthers.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Much deserved and well earned. So let's talk a little bit about that game, Coach. What was your thoughts? What would you think was the point when you knew we had it, and what do you coach the kids to do to get us that win?
Well, I really didn't know going into the game, how it's going to end up. They have a talented quarterback. Like I said, they were big up front. They had that transfer, Casey Williamson. He had just transferred over. And, that kid played for Citrus, and he did so well against us. I knew they were going to use him as a weapon, and they did. But I felt like, once we settled in offensively, we were able to move the ball. We kind of had trouble on a couple of drives where we had a turnover, we had a pick, and, I think they stopped us one time at the goal line. But, defensively, we always play at a high level, thanks to, guys like Nas and Big Mike and LaBelle. And I just think, we're just able to rally behind each other. We don't hang our heads anymore. We're a different Lecanto football team. And I just think that, this year, this senior class, the legacy that they leave behind, we're just going to take that torch, and those guys are going to take it, and we're going to do big things in the future.
Yes, sir. I agree. Well, I think the intensity from the kickoff until the last tick of the fourth quarter was just amped up on the sideline, excited kids. You could tell kids having fun. They were having fun, but they were working. I mean, they were grinding. Nobody took a play off. Nobody. It was just hardcore football, 4 quarters. Well, Coach, let's talk about an offensive person who showed out the other night that you want to recognize.
Well, this week we acknowledging 2 offensive players of the game. Number 1, we have Amir Wilson. He's our running back. And I tell you, man, he's running the ball at a high level. I think he had 2 scores for us. One of the plays that, we kind of start working on and implementing in our bye week was GT counter. And I think he might have had about 80 yards on that play alone. And I think, he's just an awesome kid. He plays both sides of the ball. He's a workhorse, you know what I'm saying? And it's good to have somebody that don't mind carrying the rock and putting the team on his shoulders, and it just feels good that and I tell you, I can speak on the offensive line too. Them, being the anchor, and I know he appreciates those big guys blocking for him. So, so
yes, sir.
Big shout out to Amir.
Good job, Amir. I'll tell you. Amir was a little under the weather, but he fought through all that, and I think had a great game. And you wouldn't have been able to tell that he wasn't feeling quite well once he took the field. I mean, he was just played like Amir Wilson's played all year, and it's just lights out 100%.
Absolutely.
offensive line did a great job. We had holes open, good protection, so they definitely was a key to Amir's success last night.
Absolutely, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Our second person that we want to acknowledge as Offensive Player of the Week is Darius Gaynor. He had one touchdown catch in the corner end zone. I tell you, he always ends up with a big play in the game. Like I say, we had a little special play for him. We call it Rocket. Once he gets in open space, it's it could be a nightmare for a defense. I tell you, man, he's just a tremendous kid. He don't really say much, but I like guys that want the ball in their hands, and I like playmakers.
Yes,
you know what I'm
sir.
saying?
Absolutely.
He's just an awesome kid for these young kids to look up to. And I tell you, man, just we're gonna miss him next year. He's a senior.
Yes,
he
sir.
plays hard. Just love having him.
He's going to have some big shoes to fill for someone next year. When that catch he had for a touchdown, he had to high point that ball, against the corner and fight to make the catch, and he come down with it for a touchdown. And it was great to see him in the end zone with a touchdown on that play.
Absolutely, you see right there, guys. And I tell you, he's in between two defenders, and he plays basketball, so of course he has hops. And I just like how everybody gets excited and rallies around him, and that just gives the whole team a boost of energy on the field and also on the sideline. So
Absolutely.
big shout out to Darius.
Man, congratulations, Darius and Amir, offensive players of the week. Well deserved and hard played last night. Coach, defense was awesome as usual. These are about the toughest 11 dudes you can put on a football field. Let's go ahead and talk about one particular that made a real good stance last night.
I tell you, Travis LaBelle again this week. Again, he come up with big plays, and we kind of switched him from his normal position at outside linebacker, and we put him at a Mike linebacker this week. And I tell you, he stepped up to the challenge. He's a great run stopper in the middle. I got two big defensive ends in Janasi and Big Mike, and they funnel everything to the inside, and he's always there. He always makes the big play. The other night he made a huge play with he almost got a pick six. He was about 4 yards away from scoring, and I think he got the Glory Days player of the game. So I tell you, he plays with a high motor. I can't say enough about him. Just tremendous athlete, and like I say, one of our seniors, and we're gonna miss having him next year.
Yeah, yes, sir. The pick was big. I think from our angle, we thought it was a pick six. I mean, he called it and composed himself and got downfield right there on the sideline, and it was a great effort. To catch the ball and then convert it into a run's a big deal. Lots of times that ball's just caught and you go down, but that's the will of these kids. They want to win, they make that interception, cut upfield to try to score. So our defense, like we've said before in this podcast, Coach, it just lights out awesome.
Right. I tell you, just like you said, having the presence of awareness just to catch it and try to score with it, just tremendous.
Yes, sir. Special teams was great last night, with some kicks, some punts, extra points. I mean, they really played well, Coach. Who we got for the special teams player of the week?
I tell you, my man Jack Livingood, I have to give him props this week. Our main thing was to not kick the ball to number 11 for Hernando. That's Casey Williamson. And he did that. He had some great punts too. He put the ball high and deep and out of bounds. And, if you put the ball out of bounds, nobody can return the ball. So,
Yes,
I felt like Jack, he did everything he was coached to do by Coach Herndon. And just a big shout out to him too. He's a senior too. He's trying to make it to college as a kicker. And I think if he keeps kicking the ball the way he's doing, he's gonna achieve his dream. So,
yeah.
Good
yes,
job,
sir.
Jack.
So 3 extra points and then pinned them inside the 5 on a punt. I mean, just a great job. Good job, Jack. So we like to highlight a senior every week, Coach. every Friday night's one less football game. The seniors, high school football game, the seniors going to play. So, Coach, who we want to highlight as our senior highlight this week?
This week we want to highlight Matt Turner. I tell you, I had Matt all 3 years, and I've seen him develop and mature. He's the left tackle on our offensive line. Matt, just a tough kid, he always does everything we ask him to do. Last year he was an all-district tight end, and I know he really liked playing tight end, but he was selfless enough to play a tackle position, knowing he's not going to get the ball thrown to him. But he does everything Coach George asks him to do. Just tough kid, and he's very serious about winning, and I like that about him.
Yes, sir.
He's another one of these seniors that these young guys can look up to, and just proud of him.
Yes, sir. And got in a little bit on defense last night. It's like when you pull a guy out to get some water, get rested up. It's like you got another stud to put right in that place, and that defense just doesn't fall very much by the changes. So.
But you're right about that. I didn't even think about that. When people like Big Mike need a blow, need some water, get to the sideline to take a rest, I could spell him with people like Matt Turner, and it's not a drop off at all. He comes in with energy, and he made plays when Big Mike wasn't in the game. So
yes, sir.
So
sure did. Well, great job to the Panthers on that 21-7 win. Congratulations, Coach Chop, on the win. All the coaches, everyone that makes everything happen. Just a big night last night for the Panthers.
Yes, sir.
But Coach, come Monday, it's back to work, back to getting ready for the grind. Who do we got this coming week, and how are we going to prepare for them?
Coach, we got a district matchup in River Ridge. They're going to be tough. Like I said, it's a big district game. We're hoping to get all of our days in at practice and play this game, because we know it's a little tropical storm, possibly hurricane brewing out here in the Gulf. But this game must be played. Hopefully we get it in this Friday. But if we got to make it up in a few weeks, we'll be ready. So we have film. We're going to be watching film and preparing these kids, and these kids know it's a must win.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
We're going to River Ridge. We know it's a high production that they have over there. They're going to be having all the dust, and I think they got a knight that gallops across the field, just kind of like Florida State.
Yes, sir.
He's dressed up in all armor, and he has a little spear, and he's galloping on a horse all the way across the field. So, and we're going to prepare our kids for that. We're not going to be spooked by that kind of stuff. So we're going to be prepared in every aspect of the game, mentally, physically, emotionally. So, and like I say, I think it's their homecoming, So like I said, on top of that, they got homecoming. So there's probably going to be floats and, people dressed up all crazy and stuff. But we're going to come in and focus to play a football game,
Yes, sir.
They're just one step on the ladder, for us becoming a district champion. So,
Yes, sir.
we're going to go over there and take care of business.
Well, I would never, as a coach, schedule our defense on a homecoming game, but let's go over there and show them what we got come Friday, Coach. How are we going to get how you going to get the boys ready? I mean, we're going to have to work around this weather. We're definitely going to have to stay informed on the situation. We'll let everyone know if there's any changes in the game, but with an important game coming up with possibility of loss of practice, that's more pressure on. So what's the game plan to get the boys ready to play?
Well, I think that football IQ is huge. Defensively, we do watch a lot of film. In my class, we'll lift a little weight, but we watch film a lot. My offensive coordinator, Coach George, he's always on the board with the offense, doing chalk talk, and he breaks it down by position groups. So if we can't get outside, at least we're going to get the mental aspect of the game. We're going to condition hard because, like I say, a lot of our kids go both ways. So, so we got to make sure that our legs are under us and we're just physically ready to play a tough game in River Ridge. Yes. They're going to come out swinging. They're not, some people compare football a lot to boxing where people will come out jabbing at first. I think it's going to be a slugfest. It's going to be like an old school Mike Tyson fight, where both teams are going to come out swinging. So we're gonna come out swinging.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, we're not gonna sit here up against the ropes. We're gonna sit there in the middle of the ring, and we're gonna be ready for these guys. You
Yes, sir.
know, so like I said, the coach is gonna prepare these young men, and I think these young men are gonna step up to the challenge, and we're gonna be ready.
Yes, sir. Well, absolutely, and you know, we continue what we got going on. We're going to be successful, Coach, and we'll keep everyone informed if there's any changes due to this weather, and we're going to focus on going beating them and winning the district game. Coach, where do we stand right now in district? Do you have that information?
District, we're probably either 1 and 2. I don't have the information on me right now, but we last week we were number 1, but like I said, we only played 1 district game so far. We got a couple teams that might have played 2 and 1-2, but right now we're 3-1 with our record. We only had 1 defeat against Bellevue. So like I said, we're going into our 2nd district game, so we're hoping, you know, once we try to get this victory, that'll put us at the top of the list. So
Awesome. Well, we're gonna work to win that game Friday. We appreciate everybody's support. You know, just like you did this Friday, pack up and travel with us over to River Ridge and watch us play these guys and watch the Panthers continue to do what they do. Coach, you want to give any special thanks, shout outs to anybody?
tell you, just our administration, start with them. You know, Mr. Kuhn, first class principal, our athletic director, and Coach Roush, who also helps us on our offensive line. Just did a tremendous job helping our kids out this week. All of my coaches, my coordinator, Coach George, getting the offense, our offense right. Just all I always got to thank my coaches Wise for allowing us to, just spend time and pour into these young men. Just anybody who donated to our program, Coach Herndon for painting the field. I can go on and on, but we only got certain time for this podcast, so I can't mention everybody. But if I did miss you, listen, I appreciate you. Everything y'all do. We're trying to build something, and like I say, we're building a Lecanto community, but the goal is to build a Lecanto nation. So we're gonna be trying to take over. So
Absolutely. Yes. Once again, just thank you to everybody. Like the coach said, can't mention everybody. If there's someone out there, who you are.
I do want to mention again. I know you said it in the beginning, Coach. I want to give a shout out to NausTV. I tell you, man, this young man, he's got big things in the future. I see him doing things in Hollywood. I don't see him sticking around local. So for the time that we have him, I just thank him for the setup and the production, because this is something major. You don't see many high school football teams that have a podcast, to this caliber. So big shout out to him and what he's got going on, and I just wish him plenty of success.
Oh, I gotta tell you, this is definitely first class, and we appreciate it. This is really going to take our podcast to the next level. So we appreciate that, Janasi. Well, Coach, I think it's all the time we got for today. We want to thank everybody for watching us today. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast. Share it with your friends. Share it on your social media. Keep watching the Panthers do what they do. We're going to keep getting better every week. Keep continuing this winning streak, and I'm telling you, it's been a fun ride. It's going to continue. We got a long ways to go.
Yes, sir.
So, thank everybody for joining us. Until next week, Coach Chop, I'm Coach Curry. We're here with NausTV, and thank you for tuning in.